Anne and Tom want to establish a fund for their grandson's college education. What lump sum must they deposit at 12.8% annual interest rate compounded annually in order to have $50,000 in the fund at the end of 15 years? So we're given the $50,000, which is going to be the amount within our formula here. And we are also given the rate at 12.8%, which we convert to a decimal, move the decimal point 2 places to the left, so that's 0.128, and we're told that it's compounded annually. So our M represents 1 for 1 year. So we can write the R over M ratio, or fraction, as 0.128 over 1, which is the same as 0.128. Next, the number of compounding periods for our N. It says at the end of 15 years. So N equals to 15 times 1, because it's compounded annually. So our N is basically just 15, right? So now we know that we're looking for the principal. So let's start to plug in those numbers that we have into the formula. So we enter in the 50,000 for our A, and then we have equals. The principal is unknown, but we have 1 plus 0.128, and all that's raised to the 15th power. So let's pause here. Okay, so once you raise that amount to the 15th power, you can end up with a very long, non-terminating, non-repeating decimal. Do not round. Don't round the decimal. And so in order to solve for the principal for P here, we would need to divide both sides of the equation by that long decimal. But let's talk about a different alternative to doing that, because once you round the decimal, you are going to throw off your answer. The answer will not be correct. So I'm going to show you all how to use the inverse key on this Casio FX300ES Plus calculator. And you might have other inverse keys on other calculators. You can always email me the model of calculator that you're using, and then I can give you some insight as to which button is the inverse key. So here's how this will work. We are not going to divide 50,000 by that long decimal. What you're going to do instead is you're going to leave that long decimal in your calculator window, okay? And then you're going to divide by 50,000. So press your division button by 50,000, and then press the equal key. After that, you're going to then use the inverse key, so you'll press your inverse button. And after pressing the inverse button, then you will press equal. And what you'll find in your screen window is the answer, because what you've done is you've tricked the process into believing that you've actually divided 50,000 by the long decimal. All right, so it's almost as if we told the calculator to divide the long decimal by 50,000, but then we want to flip that and inverse that answer. And so your answer is